One cold winter evening, a 16-year-old girl was home alone, watching TV. Her parents had gone to a party at some friend's house. It had been snowing heavily all day, but the girl felt cozy and warm, wrapped in a woolen blanket on the living room couch. By midnight, her parents hadn't returned, and she began to feel uneasy. She didn't want to call them, fearing they'd think she couldn't take care of herself. The TV was positioned in the corner of the room, near a large window. She was watching yet another movie when, out of the corner of her eye, she noticed something moving in the window. In the darkness, amidst the falling snow, she could make out the figure of a man walking towards her. As he got closer, she could see his face clearly. It was covered in scars, and his lips were stretched into a sinister smile. Terrified, she froze, unable to move. The man just stood there, silently staring at her through the glass. Then he suddenly reached into his coat pocket and pulled out something. It was a knife. Unable to bear it any longer, the girl grabbed her phone from the table beside the couch, dialed the police, and held her breath as she waited for them to answer. "There's a man outside my window," she whispered, never taking her eyes off the eerie visitor. "He has a knife. Please come quickly." She sat motionless, the minutes dragging by. The man outside continued to stand there, staring directly at her. Eventually, she heard the sounds of sirens outside, and the police began knocking on the door. The girl ran to the front door, letting the police officers in. They told her they hadn't seen anyone near the house and found no tracks in the snow. "That's impossible," the girl said, pointing at the window. "He was just standing there when you knocked. You couldn't have missed him." "That's impossible," the officer replied. "There was no one there, and the snow is undisturbed. If anyone had been there recently, there would be clear tracks, but I saw him with my own eyes," the girl insisted. "You know, your eyes can play tricks on you," the officer smirked. "Maybe you've been watching too many movies." The police were about to leave when one of the officers noticed something strange. He frowned and walked around the couch where the girl had been sitting. On the carpet behind the couch were wet footprints and a discarded knife. "You didn't see the man outside," the officer said. "You saw his reflection. He was standing just a few feet behind you the whole time."